Welcome back to another edition of Color Me Poetry. We're here with Brother R and Peggy Disroe, the poet, and the master musician. Brother R, we were talking about the flute that you made, that you told us that you had to go into the forest and make. Give us a little bit more about that and the key there.
Well, I'll describe this flute to you. It has a key that you said on the end of it. Now, that's there for a reason. That key represents the key of life. The key of life. This is a life flute. That is to say, it is a flute that plays the music of life. This flute only plays the blues.
Okay.
Now, the blues is an ancient art form. It's not something that was created in North America by African people. The blues was brought here from Africa, across the ocean. From the blues stem the spirituals and gospel. Everything came out of the blues. This is a life song. This plays the life song.
So we had the blues when we came. So America didn't necessarily give us the blues.
No, America did not create the blues. The blues were sung all over Africa.
We gave the blues to America?
We gave the blues to America.
Okay.
It came across with us. And there are certain instruments in Africa which are tuned to that blues scale. And this one is one of those instruments. So that's the key of life, and the blues is a way of life. Okay. Also, you'll see here a snake skin. Now, that happens to be one of the most deadly snakes in East Africa. It's called the mambo. This is the green mambo. There's a black and a green one. The green is the most deadly, and this is the green mambo. And I've got this on my flute as a remembrance of an occasion. When I was in Africa, sitting under a palm tree, you see, I didn't realize that Hollywood created all of these images for us. And when we see in the movies a palm tree, we usually sit underneath the palm tree and have something fresh to drink. That's what we have in our mind. That's one of the worst places to sit in certain areas of Africa, because at the top of the palm tree rests snakes, particularly the green mambo, and it only is as long as this flute. And when a strong wind comes, they're blown out of the trees. That's what happened to me. I was under the tree enjoying myself. The children in the area who were playing soccer ball saw me, realized that I was in danger, but they didn't do anything about it except watch me and be vigilant. And when a strong wind came, snake fell out. The children were right there to rescue me and to elevate the snake. And they gave me the snake as a remembrance of the occasion.
They just picked him up?
Just picked him up. They picked him up by the tail and thrashed him and gave him to me. And I put his body on here as an ode to him and to his spirit, and to be reminded that children are fearless and children can guide you, and one should be careful that when you go into community, you must be careful to speak to the children first. They will let you know what's going on. And of course, the cowrie shell at the end, which is used for spiritual matters. Medicine men and so forth use the cowrie shell. Of course, it was the first exchange, like was money in olden times. So I put it there as a remembrance of the ancient ways of Africa. And I have a little bell that jingles. And I play in Africa what's called an odugra amongst the Ashantis, the Akan culture, the blues. And I'm going to demonstrate this blues flute. I played it once behind Peggy. I'm going to play it again behind one of her poems. And this is my odugra, or my blues flute.
Please share with us, brother.
Our black men are dying. And what do you say? Wake up, black man, from your grave today. A grave created through substance abuse, a grave created through the system's use. Space created with one front door, just like in the days before. Stand up in this grave. There's an exit for you. Created in thinking, you can take charge too. To say no to drugs and yes to your own man. To get our black men to create their own plan. Stand up in this grave. No time to lie down, or you find yourself dead with your sons digging the ground. Where you chose to lay. A living man dying to be placed in a grave.
Most beautiful. When did you write that?
I wrote that about a year and a half ago.
What were you feeling when you wrote
My
that?
feelings were always coming up on the news and the media about the black man dying. It prompted me for all the killings and things going on in D.C., all over the world and the country, but there was a lot of focus on the killings that were going on in Washington, D.C., and every day there was a number, particularly not names, but numbers. Another black man has died, and that prompted me to write that.
But I must say that music is so soothing. I think it's healing. That's a healing kind of music that comes from that flute, brother. I mean, it's filling my spirit. I feel something begin to move in me. You know.
Well, I'm so happy that you feel that, because it is medicine. Certain types of music, African traditional music and tribal music, village music around the world, regardless of which continent, a certain healing does take place when you listen to natural music, because it is designed to go into the subconscious. So even after the music ends, it sort of lingers and does its job and helps one to be able to relate to the environment. And that's the way to stay healthy, and it's to stay at peace and in one with the environment.
I think the young people call it a natural high.
Natural high. Out of that.
Now, we have some other beautiful flutes here also that we'd like to get into. Tell us a little bit about them.
Well, this is a very special instrument. It doesn't look like a flute, does it? It looks like
it does. Very interesting
a piece of sculpture.
Right.
However, it is a flute. It's from the Mayan culture in ancient Mexico. And for those of us who have studied ancient history, of course, we realize that there was a great influence on the Mayan culture from Egypt.
Hold it up.
As you can see, this flute has the face of a sun.
Oh, beautiful.
And this would be the sun god Ra in ancient Egypt. And one finds not only pyramids in Egypt, one finds pyramids in Mexico. Amongst the Mayans. So this is a Mayan sun flute, and it is very much akin to the Egyptian flutes, and has a very unique sound, and I'd like to demonstrate it for you.
Okay. That's nice.
That's a Mayan.
It's very